Zoe, why is it dark, brother? What are we doing?
Yeah, where's Andre?
Hey, Taylor.
Yeah?
Am I still to create the perfect system?
What? Am I still to...
Wow.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
You know when you have a family party and los niñitos salen like they get out of their little rooms and they're like, look what I can do, Mom. And that's what it feels like.
That's so funny.
It looks great. He bought that while we were in Disney.
Really? It's cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not only am I trying to spice up the intros, I just wanted to show it off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well, all your little trinkets, like having like the keyblade in the back.
I have a new background.
Yeah, there's new background happening.
I'm not finished with it, but it will be soon. Also,
yeah,
because of our guest and because it's the Halloween episode, I decided to, dress up.
Nice.
This is my...
Wow.
I'm Chowder.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm so excited. I love that because you now have a partner who loves dressing up.
Yeah.
That I think you're getting infected with the dress up bug. And that's beautiful.
I don't necessarily like it still.
You're getting there. You're getting better.
There.
But
microdosing.
Tis the season.
Listen, and we can post photos of it on our Nostalgia Plus Ultra page or whatever. But the fact that Andre wore a wig for the majority of Mickey's Not So Scary, that's dedication and love for his woman.
That was the worst part. Just the wig.
Bro,
the teeth was funny.
I would have the teeth. That was going to be my question.
Yeah, the teeth were funny. Because it didn't hurt or anything.
Teeth was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very, very confused, but I was like, I hope he's not like just having to like be like this the entire time with the teeth.
No, you can feel a difference in like texture in your mouth, but it's not unbearable.
Okay.
I would pick teeth over here.
As opposed to being super gloomy over here. It's like about to rain.
It's gloomy over here too.
Okay, well.
Yeah, there's a reason why, like I said, because of our guests today that I'm...
Yes. We're dressing up a little bit. So, welcome back to the Nostalgia for Soldier podcast. My name is Taylor, aka Nostalgia. Joining me is As Told by Zoe and K Likes Everything. How you guys doing today?
Hello.
Very excited for today because this is the first guest while I've been on the pod. Because I know that y'all have had a guest before, and I remember once upon a time I was a guest.
Yes.
This is this is the first guest that we have. So all together.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, technically it's our third guest, but technically I would just like consider it just being our second actual guest because one of our guests became a host. So it's like
I think that y'all were test driving me when you had me as a guest. You were like, can she be permanent? And then I would. And then that's it.
That's kind of how it, I mean, technically, basically it was like, we had the Sports Anime is Gay episode. Cause I know you wanted to be on the podcast. Like we had tried to figure it out multiple times.
Yes.
And then I think I liked that episode so much, I reached out to Zoe and I was like, hey, like, does Kayla want to just be on the pod permanently?
Yeah, that was the episode that I wanted to share with the world because I feel like I'm right. So,
oh boy,
it just made sense. You can't get ready to that. Happy Halloweenkies! Happy Halloweenkies! It's time.
It's
Yes.
time.
By the time this episode goes out, it will be the Tuesday before Halloween.
Yeah.
And so today, to intro what we were actually doing today,
Yes.
we have the people from over at Big Squid Productions, and they reached out to Kayla specifically, but then wanted to be on our podcast because they are promoting their movie that came out last year, or was it like a couple years ago?
A couple years ago.
Called ZombieCon, and it's
Volume 1.
Volume 1 specifically, and it's a movie that has to do with like the anime scene, cosplaying, nerd culture that kind of mixes in the zombie genre of horror. It's an indie project from Big Squid Productions, and they reached out to us and wanted to be on the podcast, which is insane to say. So like I think of the guests that we've had on this podcast, we've had pretty good quality guests. Like having Rainey Ovalle on the podcast, who used to work at HBO and is like a big name in the nerd space.
Yeah.
And then also to have like people from a fucking production company that like anime that want to promote a movie to come to our podcast that only has 300 followers respectively across all platforms. So it's like,
listen, onwards and upwards.
Yeah. It's just an interesting situation to be in, because it's like this kind of stuff doesn't really happen to like lower count podcasts and brands like ours. And like I was kind of nervous about this interview because, like I said with Zoe, I was like, the people that we're bringing on the podcast are like decently sized names, and you want to make sure that when they come on the pod and you finish the episode, you want to make sure that everything is as good as it can be. When Rainey was on, the audio went out and it was great. Just the video aspect was one that we just didn't get uploaded in time to capitalize on the fact that we had Rainey fucking Ovalle on the pod. Like it was insane. But this is another situation where I'm like, okay, Taylor, like producer Taylor is like, all right. Get it together. Yeah. You gotta lock in. But yeah, so today we're gonna this is a pre-recorded intro. Basically, we're just gonna kind of tell you guys what we're doing, and also just kind of explain what we're probably gonna end up talking about. It's gonna be a lot about the movie itself. I know they have it's out on Prime Video and YouTube, and they just released the physical copies of the movie not too long ago. I think October 14th was when they released those.
Oh shit!
And then we're gonna talk about like some anime stuff, because I think they've heard 10,000. They've been in so many different interviews talking about the movie, and so I think that like it's probably better, since it is the back end. It's about to be Halloween. We just they're kind of on the back end of their press tour, I guess, if you want to call it. Sure. We can probably talk about something a little bit different. They don't have to talk about the movie the entire time. But yeah, so I think Kayla, if you want to kind of touch on like how they got in contact with you, because you're kind of the spearhead of this one.
Yeah. So if you guys are following me on my Instagram and or TikTok, Kay Likes Everything, there was a moment there that I was like spitting out a lot of cosplays one week. I had the time to do a bunch of cosplays, and because this is a cosplay themed movie at the end of the day, with zombie elements, they reached out and they were like, hey, we love your stuff. They started following me, and they were like, would you want to promote this movie? And I was like, absolutely, let's go crazy, go stupid, because not only have I been more into cosplaying this year, but I've also been more into movies the past 2 years, I want to say, or at least a year and a half. And I was like, what a beautiful blend of worlds. And so I connected them to Taylor, who is the spearhead of this podcast. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to do this, and hopefully it opens up more opportunities for more cosplayers to reach out and talk about their practices, and just more nerds in general, tighten up that community.
Yeah. So what you're about to hear is going to be like our interview with them. If you have not seen the movie, go check it out. It's definitely a love letter to nerd culture, cosplay culture, and then also it is a a different take on the zombie genre. So I think it's like an interesting kind of thing to go look at. And it's a nice little indie project that you can support, and maybe they can do, it gives them support to do other movies down the line. So that being said, we hope you guys enjoy the interview, and we'll see you guys at the end of this episode. Peace. Okay. Kyle and Erin, welcome to the Nostalgia Plus Ultra podcast. We really appreciate you guys being on today. Like I said before we start recording, having guests on the podcast is a rare occurrence for us. We've had like another big name, Randy Ovalle. He was on HBO for a long time. He's been pretty big in like the anime nerd space for a while. He was our first guest back at like episode like 24 or something like that. It was insane.
Crazy.
And so now in episode 96, we have the folks over at Big Squid Productions. I'll let you guys kind of introduce yourselves to our listeners, whichever one of you guys wants to go first.
Awesome. Hey everyone, I'm Erin Anya. I am producer, co-writer, and one of the stars of ZombieCon Volume 1. Thank you so much, Nostalgia Plus Ultra, for having my husband and I on.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm the husband, Kyle Valley, director of ZombieCon Volume 1. Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So just to start, I know like doing some research on ZombieCon Volume 1, and like when you guys reached out to Kayla, I kind of looked up to see what you guys had done previously. I know that ZombieCon, I want you guys to explain it first to our listeners who potentially this is the first time hearing it. And so I know you guys had an original version of it, and this is like the second bigger budget version of it. I guess I could say that.
Kind of.
So I guess
it's
quite a journey.
Yeah.
You want me to take this one away, Kyle?
Yeah, to make a really long story short, we filmed this in 2016, and this is kind of both versions. We had edited together kind of an earlier version of the film. We didn't have enough money to kind of get test screenings going, so we thought, we'll submit it to film festivals. Submitted it to a few. Shortly thereafter, it ended up getting nominated and won an award, which was great. But it also, we did not know this, but IMDb then said, you've won an award, so you are now officially released. And we're like, no, we're still in. We're still editing the film. It's not done yet. Still missing a ton of stuff. And then, we get to COVID, and we ripped apart the film again and put it back together. And then we finally got on the other side of that, and we had a finished film, and we're like ready to kind of get it out there. And the sales agents and the distribution networks were like, yeah, but it was released in 2018. We can't put that out there. So we had to retitle the film, which is kind of one of those funny things that happens in filmmaking. I found if you lean into something that you think is like a traumatic, failure, or, the worst thing ever, and you look for the creative solution, it sometimes works out better.
Yeah.
And as this was always intended to be a multi-part series, Volume 1 kind of got tagged on the end, and a new IMDb page got made for it, and it works out great because now everyone knows it is the first part in a multi-part series, and it's not just a standalone film, which was always the intention, but it might have been misleading had it not had that Volume 1. So ended up working out.
That makes sense. So for our listeners that might not know what ZombieCon is, Erin, do you want to like give an elevator pitch to our listeners?
So ZombieCon Volume 1 is newly released on VOD in North America, hopefully international soon, and DVD, excitingly. But it's a feature film made for anime fans, nerds, cosplayers, zombie fans. If you like conventions, like this movie is made for you by anime fans, cosplayers like us. It follows 4 cosplaying best friends, a team, the Rockets, and one of them accidentally triggers a zombie apocalypse in which only the assholes of the world become zombies. So, needless to say, our cosplayers need to find a way to survive, and they've got a home full of everything any cosplayer would have, and con-goer. Tons of katanas and EVA foam armor and the like. So I will leave it there, but it's out now. Would love if you check it out. It's a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of blood.
Lots of blood,
Lots of
actually.
Yeah,
that's
lots of blood.
that's one of I know I'm probably jumping ahead, but that's one of my favorite scenes where you guys are first dealing with the zombies, and I'm like, I feel like the people in the back are just having so much fun with either, I don't know if it's like water guns filled with blood or like buckets filled with blood, but I'm like, they are going crazy.
Yeah.
This is Carrie level blood like spills.
So the thing we used to
yeah.
get the blood spray going was actually our makeup artist, Joseph Drabesco. Yeah, he's a top class makeup guy, and he did all the prosthetics for the movie and all the zombie effects. But he introduced me to this. He just had me buy, like, with the production budget, 2 $20 weed sprayers off of Amazon. You know those ones you pump up from the top?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he had a thinned down version of the blood specifically for the sprayer so it would flow through the tube.
Right.
And he loaded that thing up, and he was just off screen, the handle in one hand, pumping with the other.
I was like, is this enough?
If you look at the DVD special features, because we included some behind the scenes during some of the zombie fights, you'll actually see him in between Punky's legs, like laying on the ground, shooting up at her face, just off camera, the biggest smile on his face.
That has to be so fun. I mean, just thinking back at it, I'm like, how many showers did you guys have to take to get that stuff off your body?
Oh my God. So, and I had extensions for the film. That was not my
Right.
real hair. I wish, but it was nonstop between that and the like Gamora adjacent cosplay I was rocking. The bathtub was really the victim of this film because it was like stained red, green, like everything.
The real murder victim. I get it.
So, earlier in my career, I had the chance to work on a low budget film. You've already explained how hard distribution can be. It still hasn't been released. I don't remember if my director has finished editing yet. There was a lot of back and forth with that. But what I always found interesting, the movie that we worked on, not too much blood. It was kind of subdued. It was like a mystery kind of. Like when you guys first fight the zombies, there's a lot of tight shots and a lot of swords going through people or going into couches. Is that easier than you thought it was going to be, or was that harder to film?
It depends which effect you're talking about. Like, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but the really, I'd say the heart gripping moment at the end of the film, to keep it vague.
Yes, yeah.
That was actually way easier than I thought it would be, because we found a really effective way to do that. We hollowed out a mannequin, dressed it in the same way, and then the only problem with that was the mannequin was made out of fiberglass, which we didn't realize until I had my arm like halfway through it and going in and out. Everything starts burning. But the hardest effect was getting the impaling through the zombie with the katana, and getting it to line up correctly and stay there on a moving actor. And we did that by using 2 GoPro chest straps, and I'm sure on a bigger budget film, right, they would have a specific harness that would make this all work. But we were running gunning with no money, so we used 2 GoPro chest straps, and we sawed the katana in half on the porch, kind of removing that piece that would be obviously in the cavity of the body. And then used ample amounts of hot glue, and we tried to screw it into the thing, and we got it through this makeshift
nice
glue / putty adhesive stuff to layer up. And then the biggest trouble was actually getting the straps to stay fixed to the actor, because every time he'd move, right, those straps would kind of move, so we had to wrap him in tape, and it took some doing, but we got it done. That was probably the hardest
filmmaking,
one.
literally holding things together with duct tape and glue.
Listen, I remember when I went to art school, and you have to put all the materials that you worked with on your pieces. And I remember, you know, our teachers were like, well, you need to have an elevated piece and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is held with hot glue and dreams. And they were like, okay, well, the way that you get away with doing that is calling it thermal adhesive. And then all of a sudden it sounds fancy.
Ooh.
So I'd be like, what is it? I would say like, you know, textile fabric and thermal adhesive. And people would be like, wow, that sounds so much better than my tears and just a crap ton of hot glue.
Now that's some good marketing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna steal that.
Exactly. So you're like, this was held together with thermal adhesive, and people are like, oh, what is that? I have to look it up now. And they're so advanced and fancy.
I'm gonna have to use that in future interviews. That's great.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be great. As far as, I don't want to get into a situation where you're spoiling more than you'd want to, but as far as like the one thing that struck me for the dialogue of the movie, right? You guys drop in little like lines or say something about mannerisms or certain like iconic moments from anime or just nerd or like anime or other like nerd culture, pop culture stuff in general. Was that something where those lines are part of y'all's influences, or is it a situation where you're just kind of dropping stuff in for the general anime or nerd to kind of point to the DiCaprio and be like, oh, I heard that. I heard what they had said.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something like more you're putting your own stuff in there or something different?
It was totally based. So a lot of like, especially the anime influences were based off of like my personal love of anime. I grew up in the dark ages, like the early 90s. So, you know, it was limited back then. Like, obviously today we live in like the golden age, I'd call it, of like anime distribution, where you've got Crunchyroll and you could basically watch anything. You get access to all kinds of manga and stuff. Back then, yeah, Toonami, it used to like be syndicated on like Channel 9 or something. You get like one Dragon Ball Z episode like every week or something, and you'd only get like Raditz for that thing. And then and Toonami, it would just, I remember it was a recurring nightmare when I was growing up. I'd watch through the entire season, right? We'd get to Namek, and as soon as Goku gets out and he's about to, you know, face off with the Ginyu Force, it restarts back at Raditz.
Yeah. What's funny is funny enough, we're talking about like Rainio Valle, right? And he talked about that same thing in our interview with him, where he was just like, yeah, watching Toonami, and you get to the Ginyu Saga, to the end of the Ginyu Saga, and then the next time you go on Toonami, the pods land again, and so you're like, it's like, where's the next part of the story? Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, because I think there's one line that was really funny that it made me chuckle, and I think it was Punky, her character, where she walks to the door and she says, I'm gonna like, he said something about like, makes the Naruto reference, like the knuckleheaded ninja Naruto.
I'm gonna show you who the number one unpredictable knuckleheaded ninja really is.
Yes. And I was just like, yeah, I think I think it was, I guess the intention was to kind of grab different lines and make them work within, I guess, like the conversations between characters. I thought that was a cool piece to it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was trying to like take a lot of influences that I had and like how I talk to my friends and like work, like try to make them as realistic as possible. And it's like, this is, you know, if you're a fan of anime and you kind of grew up with it, you find yourself repeating the lines. You find yourself talking about the characters in very shorthand. It's because everyone knows. You don't need to go into a whole explanation about, you know, XYZ. You could just say something offhanded and everyone's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And so the intention was not to make it like, I'm the number one, you know, knuckleheaded ninja really is like, and then someone be like, but who is the number one knucklehead? Like the whole point is, if you know, you know. And that was
you're in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Kayla, I'm gonna swing it to you. I know you had a lot of cosplay questions for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, just as a cosplayer. So Erin, I felt the closest to your character since you were the one helping build, and also like how truly exhausting it is when you do have a group together and you're trying to get everybody like on the same page when it comes to like, okay, like for my non-cosplayers or the people that aren't so good at putting costumes together, like every year we actually Andre and I just got back from my annual birthday trip where we theme a costume every year for Mickey's Not So Scary. We've all done Roger Rabbit. We've done, we just did Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh my God, what else have we done? What's the one before that,
We
Andre?
did last year. We were all different versions of Kronk. So like Kayla's brother was Chef Kronk. Our friend Kevin was Sleepy Time Kronk in like a nightie. It was really funny.
We, my best friend and I were Angel and Devil Kronk. So I fully understood your frustration when it came to, in the movie, to being like, they don't appreciate me. Like, I'm doing all this work. Why can't they just be happy? And I'm like, I've been there, like bags under my eyes, like late at night, sewing a shirt, being like, they don't understand how tired I am. Were you pulling that from like real life experience of like going to cons and getting ready, or was that something that you had maybe accumulated from all of your friends who are cosplayers and things that you've been through?
So I have to throw this one, especially when it comes to the movie, and give credit where credit is due. Kyle was like the cosplay king when it came not only to directing and everything with this film. He literally was the foam smith, designed, he had the templates, he built Punky's gun, everything, and he pieced together the costumes as well as like making his own. The only cosplays that he didn't have a hand in making were made by his mom, which I think is adorable because Rocket's mom in the movie makes them. And that was for Anime Con West when we changed into our yellow jumpsuits. But what's kind of funny in throwing it back to the ZombieCon set days was that I definitely was feeling a lot of the frustration and could draw upon this. We filmed this in 30 days, and it was like, for the most part, we might have had a day here or there that we're off, but it was like back to back to back. And I was in charge of gathering all of the wardrobe each day, and at the end of the night, piecing it together. And Manny, who plays Rocket, was helping me too, but it was like, just the two of us. And there were so many freaking pieces, and there was always one or two actors. I'm throwing Christian under the bus here, who plays Javier. we would find like little pieces of Mr. Casillas's costumes and cosplay everywhere. And that was my like frustration with Claire, where it's like, really, like, I've been up, I have been piecing this together, we have a plan. Like I said at the end of the day, like, put it here, there's like 90% there, and it's always the random pad that's like gonna be like lost in oblivion. But we're an indie film, so we might have one set extra of things, but usually not. So like you gotta have the pieces. So I was drawing on even like my real life behind the scenes as it was happening for that real time frustration. And like you said, it's always like the late night sewing and putting things together. They say check in on your friends, like check in on your cosplay friends, especially the day before a con, because they need some emotional support. And physical support.
And we definitely haven't slept. And then there was I think it was last year, I went to a convention. I don't know if you guys also play video games as anime people. It typically goes hand in hand, but when Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach came out, I was obsessed with the characters Sun and Moon. So I was like, okay, well, we need to make these characters. And me and my other cosplay friend, who typically helps puts all the cosplays together, we were building that from scratch for like 5 months, because people don't really make patterns for like plus size clowns, which is crazy to me, considering that like so much plus size, like so much clowns are so balloony and big. I'm like, you'd think they'd understand the chunky people, but they don't. But we were like figuring out the pattern. We used so much money on like the different cloths and things and whatever. And I remember our other friends that came with us ended up that morning, they were like, oh, we'll sleep over and then we'll go with you guys in the morning. My friend Drew and I were literally under a desk to hide the light in the hotel room, like gluing our final stars on our pants, and we looked like Gollum. We were just like, don't worry, just a few more hours and it'll be fine. We'll get good photos. So Kyle, did it feel that way for you? Like, did you feel you were kind of like losing it at a certain point, like building the guns and stuff?
Oh yeah, no, it was 100%. This is very accurate. I had set a very aggressive schedule for the shoot of the film, so I had barely enough time to basically layer I remember the spray paint was the thing I was mostly concerned about, because I had gotten all the foam cut where I did my patterns. Things like Punky's gun I knew was going to take a really long time, so I got that taken care of way ahead of time. Like the shoulder pads for Christian, right? the bigger stuff, but for
Yeah.
all those little armor pieces especially, we had 3 different variants of different battle damage that I wanted to kind of change out. Now that kind of went out the door, as Erin said earlier, like things were getting lost and thrown around, and
Yeah.
getting those to stick to the costumes because I wanted them to be interchangeable. I was going to try to use magnets at first, but I couldn't find thermal adhesive that would work, and I didn't have I didn't have the ability. Like I probably should have sewn little patches inside the clothing with like little magnets inside that, but it was beyond my scope at that time. So I decided to opt for heavy duty Velcro, and just like kind of stapled the Velcro to the costumes, and then we would be able to remove and put back on any kind of EVA foam armor pieces that we needed.
Yeah.
But the Velcro, which like was advertised on Amazon as like, this will hold 40 pounds, like a hammer to a wall or something.
Right.
Lies.
Couldn't hold these like very flimsy little pieces, of EVA foam, and they would just be flying off in the middle of every shoot. So everyone had like their own collapsible garbage can full of their, armor that they were supposed to get ready with. And yeah, that was a disaster, but we made it work. But I do remember going back to the, like being under the desk. There was supposed to be a piece of armor that Xander was going to get in that final fight scene, where he was going to find Rocket's like secret project, like his second secret project. And it was going to be like, in my mind, I envisioned it being like a Warhammer 40,000 type, like giant suit of armor.
Nice.
And I left that till the very end because I figured we were shooting that towards the end of the film. So I'll have time, after shoot day to get some of that done.
Yeah.
And I was using the cement glue and doing all this stuff. And it was in between shoot days. And finally I was at the shooting location still building it. And it was like it wasn't even close to being done. Like I haven't even like shaped it, with the heat gun or anything yet. And we had to kind of just give up on that.
It hit the fan. Yeah, but joke's on you, because Carlo, who plays Xander, did a real solid for us in the film with its like level of sexiness, because it was him who just like ripped open his robe.
Yeah, I did appreciate that. So
we didn't know that was coming.
Yeah,
none of us.
For the girlies, we appreciated that.
Fan service, let's do it.
Yes. Listen, if it's about anime, we understand fan service, and it's typically for the men.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a movie that gives it for the ladies.
Exactly.
So,
there's a part that we cut that's now in DVD deleted scenes, and it was transformation time, and it's the rockets, and we had to film it like super, how would you say this politely, Kyle? Like, it wasn't how we would have wanted to shoot it. It was after the fact.
I wanted to make it like a True Blue Sailor Moon like transformation time with all the characters.
Oh, yeah. I would have loved that.
That was like my vision, but I did not have these were all good friends of mine, but I didn't have the balls to be like, I need you all to get naked.
Don't worry, we're gonna blur it in post.
Gotcha. I need you to be naked.
No one's gonna see it, but it's gonna look good. Like, just trust me, watch this. Like, it's gonna look like this.
Wait a second, that's not true. You had me naked in a bathtub.
Whoa!
For the behind the scenes, one of the deleted scenes.
Well, yes, I know, but I mean, there's a difference between you and I are together.
Y'all are together. Y'all are married.
And
y'all
like,
together.
Hey, Manny, take off your pants.
The rockets were already close, and we got really close on this film shoot, but I will say that's one experience we have not had.
Gotcha.
Right, not yet.
Together.
We're waiting for volume 2.
Not yet.
We will get a Sailor Moon transformation scene.
So there is a like Sailor Moon type of transformation time scene that is in the deleted scenes on the bonus features, and it's there's a tiny bit of fan service. It got really pared down, but it was part of the goal initially, at least.
A sprinkle.
Yeah.
Just a little something. That's awesome.
I want to bring it back to like the filmmaking side, because you can ask Kayla and Taylor. I'm the movie guy of the podcast. Yeah. But something that I really appreciate and I found super impressive, the way you guys like filming in the tunnels and making everything visible. Like, I was pointing at the screen going like, I can barely see anything in a multi-million-dollar movie when it's nighttime, and like I appreciate it.
Oh no! Hey, look, you can get those started.
Art.
Yes,
Yeah, you can get those started on like the lighting in movies for hours.
Listen,
Yeah, you can.
Love,
Yes.
Wicked was great. It's not colorful enough, but so I wanted.
He yells about that constantly, and as we get closer to Wicked 2 coming out, he's always like, "Well, their color and their lighting is just god awful," and we're like,
So I wanted to ask, like, how difficult was it to light and film in such like a dark and enclosed space and make it like look great? I think.
Well, first off, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
In terms of difficulty, I would say it was certainly more difficult than all the apartment scenes, and I'd say Big Mama's house, or Mama Bear's house at the end of the film was probably equally as challenging for different ways, because I wanted to have different shades of light that the characters were kind of moving through.
Sure.
You have like kind of like the more yellow uplifting light of her bedroom. Then you've got like the more green kind of, dystopian-ish light where we have our zombies meeting for the first time. And then we've got that red in the corner that gives us a little bit of kind of a transition between the two spaces. So moving through those three things was a little bit, I think that was probably equally as difficult. For the tunnels, I wanted to give it like a really like punchy kind of anime vibe and was focusing on those single colors. And so, obviously between the greens and the reds, giving it something where it's like, well, yes, you obviously wouldn't be able to see this much if we were actually in the tunnels, but it's taking some artistic license.
Yep.
And making things visible, again, drawing off of the anime kind of references where we could be in a pitch black space, but obviously we're going to see our animation, so there's going to be a prevailing color that kind of washes the whole place in. So that just had a lot to do with placing practical lights that we knew we were going to be able to see in shot in such a way that it looked like it was plausible that they could be there. And once those practicals were set, we only had a couple of lights, but we had, I think that at that location, there was like a rental house and a location in one. So, for everything in Los Angeles is like, well, you rented the space, but do you want to spend more money? And do you want to rent this thing?
Right.
We'll make it really easy for you.
So,
Don't worry. Just give us your credit card.
We got a whole list. Start a tab.
so we just blasted some light in from outside to give it like some nice fill to really bring that stuff up. And we shot everything raw. So a lot of the dynamicness of it came in the color correct. And that was using like years of color correcting and using power windows on every single one of the actors' faces and just kind of shifting and moving those lights to give us a little more depth and making things visible. And actually a lot of that space I had to spend a lot of time making the background darker because that was, obviously not underground. We're in a warehouse. And there was a door. They told me, oh, we could definitely cover this door up. No problem. We've got this giant black tarp. The tarp had it looked like it was shot with a shotgun like 20 times. Like, there's so many holes in it. It's like little dots of light coming into the entire set.
Bless the vision and the confidence of the director, because he's like, oh, don't worry. Like, I'm going to make this work. It's going to look underground. Don't you worry. And I'm looking around at literally light like coming in from the daytime. Like, oh my God.
I mean, it looked, especially that scene where Javier is being confronted. It feels small and claustrophobic. So you guys did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Actually, behind the scenes note here, when he runs away in that scene, he's actually running, and I don't know, we show it for very briefly in the opening montage, but when they're in the arcade, that arcade was in that room, so he's running into that arcade. We just killed all the lights to the entire thing.
Wow, great.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's fun.
Any filmmaking tip, as I'm sure you're well aware, like double up, triple up, quadruple up on location. If they have different areas of that set that you can use for a different scene, like milk it for all it's worth. Once you have your actors in one place and all the equipment, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. We actually shot that location for downtown LA. We used the rooftop for it. We used the alleyway. We used the tunnels, the cage, the arcade that you see a little bit in the beginning. And I think that's it, but who knows? There might even been another one.
Right. Yeah, you have to capitalize on that, because what are you're gonna pay for another area? No. No. Especially like I still can't get over the fact that you guys did all that in 30 days. Like that boggles my mind. That's so much work in so little time.
It's
were
funny
younger.
how that's like very same and completely different from the whole post-production side, because it was like a absolute like monster. It felt like going to war. Like you could not get a moment to catch your breath in that month. And then it was like death by 1,000 cuts in the post-production slog of like, 9 years afterward in a different way. But
filming it was very much like a Dragon Ball Z arc. Like, It was kind of quick, we got to our, we got to Frieza, we built ourselves up or whatever, battle's done. The post-production was kind of more like a One Piece like arc where it just did not ever end. It was just continuing forever.
And we had flashback after flashback. As we were learning from our mistakes.
Yes, you were Naruto back at the swings every time. Just like, the swing again. I haven't learned this lesson.
Yes. Exactly.
It's painful. Well, actually, this is a great segue, because you've mentioned One Piece, you've mentioned Dragon Ball Z a few times, and you've mentioned Naruto. So I gotta ask, as we should be asking every guest, what are your top 3 anime, or you could say like top 3 nerd IPs, I guess, if you want to go that way, because that's super important to, I think, to our listeners to know, because this movie's made with so much love, because you can tell it's made by nerds for nerds. So I think that people got to know where your heart's at.
Okay, I'll jump off, because this is the question I was dreading. And like, as I was getting ready, I literally was thinking about this. Like, please don't ask me my favorite anime. Please don't do it. This is going to give me hives. So don't hold me to this. But today, how I'm feeling right now, what's popping in my mind?
Yeah.
I am always, when Kyle and I are like, let's just rewatch an anime, let's start it from the beginning, I am the biggest Demon Slayer advocate.
Hey, don't even worry.
That's Kayla's
nice.
That's Kayla's thing right there.
You're right on board. I can't get enough of Demon Slayer. So Demon Slayer, I have been revisiting a lot in my mind Kill la Kill, and how much I think that anime is just like insanely amazing. So I'm putting Kill la Kill up there. And to throw a wild card, even though I would say something more like an Attack on Titan or something, because it also was one of my like first that I really got into, I'm going to throw in High School of the Dead, because we only got 1 season and we're only getting 1 season. And that was just the most epic anime ever.
Cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't typically hear that in people's top 3, but every anime needs love from somebody.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'll be a little more vanilla with this. I mean, I can't figure out my third spot, because it would probably change. It changes probably from day to day. Sure. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z is number 1. That's what I grew up with. So get that out of the way. I'd say number 2, not necessarily the anime, but definitely the manga. And I'm very much hoping that they do a correct anime adaptation at some point. And I would love to do a live action version of it. Berserk, 100%.
Oh, good pull, good pull. That's one of my brother's favorites.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's an absolute masterpiece. I mean, the fact that they have been able to adapt that to, I know that the
don't get me started, Kyle. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Throw that hate.
Don't. Oh my God, man! It's so.
It's criminal. It's criminal that hasn't gotten a full adaptation. But anyway, I'll go to my third one. I'm all over the place right now. I'd say, oh my God, I was gonna say Kill la Kill. I'll go with My Hero Academia.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh,
I almost
good
interrupted you.
I just watched the episode yesterday too, and like, so I'm a little bit, I'm in the middle of it right now.
Sure.
Don't. I haven't watched the newest episode yet. No spoilers.
I've seen clips on TikTok, and I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to watch it yet.
So I gotta ask, who was the One Piece fan on set, because Punky has Law's shirt and in the
Yes.
the first shot, in the first shot of the credits, it's a bunch of like the One Piece plushies, and that's my that's my number one. I know it's false, and I know it's super long and it never ends, but I can't get enough of One Piece.
I don't want it to end.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for it to end.
Not
We're
emotionally.
both current on the anime, so we've seen every single episode. But I'd say I was probably the bigger fan, kind of getting into it. I'm like the opening like drug for Erin getting into anime and a lot of this stuff. Like when we started getting together, I was like, so have you seen this? Have you seen that? And
You like start out subtle and then it became not so subtle. Like you're gonna watch this tonight. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it.
It's gonna be yes, absolutely. And the fact that you had mentioned that you were like, oh, Attack on Titan was one of my first. That is the anime that I show people who aren't anime people. I'm like, don't you want to learn a little bit about an anime genocide? No, that's not what I'm gonna slide it in anyway. And you tell me what you think. And then they're like, wait, anime can be this deep? And I'm like, yeah. I'm over.
This is not for kids. Let me show you.
Let me show you.
When we were doing table reads before we got into it, I wanted to like expose the whole cast to like the anime that I thought the characters would be getting into, and I don't know if Punky had a lot of experience with anime before this, so I wanted to definitely make sure she was like, she knew exactly what the source material was and where we were coming from, so she could understand the character. And I remember the first anime I put in was the Golden Age arc, and I was like, so this kind of gives you a good like, you know, reciprocity of like all the feels. Like this is probably heightened to 11, like usually it won't be this much. And we get to the eclipse scene and she started freaking out. She was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, Kyle threw us in the deep end.
Yeah, then we followed up with Attack on Titan. Yeah, it was like after that, they're like, after we got past the eclipse scene, though, everything was like very vanilla compared to that. So like you know, you're seeing your characters get eaten alive. You're like, oh well,
it
at least they're not getting by a giant falcon in this like sea of blood.
When you start us off with Berserk, everything else is like, I can handle mom getting eaten.
That's a tough one to like jump right into, honestly. I mean,
he gave us no warning either. He said,
that's the best way to do it.
He's like, let's have a barbecue on the porch, and we'll have lots of sangria, and then let's sit down and we'll watch this anime that I think you'll love. It's great.
Amazing.
I did feel terrible. God. I had to keep apologizing about the art. I'm like, look, the art sucks. Like, it's usually not computer generated. Like, this is crap. But, and you know what? I'll go back to my number 3 real fast because I want to throw in Roni Kenshin and just put that in there because that was like a huge one.
So that's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one too. What's funny, Kayla kind of stole my thunder on this. That was gonna be my next segue to the next question. No, it's good. It's good. I mean, there's 3 of us, so you might as well. Somebody's gonna ask it.
We're gonna mind meld at some point.
So one thing about this podcast specifically that I really love is that it's a different level of our jump off points when it comes to anime. So Kayla is definitely the more anime veteran of the 3 of us.
I'm the sage.
She's the one. She's been watching it since maybe middle school ?
I think I got introduced to anime. Well, I was watching Inuyasha from maybe 4th or 5th grade, but I just thought that was a beautiful white-haired man regular cartoon. And then in 6th grade they were like, no, that's anime. And I was like, well, if there's more white-haired men, I want to be a part of it. and that's when I jumped in. So probably 6th grade.
Yeah. And so then for me, I was watching Toonami usually, and then as a kid, and then what's funny is my dad is a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. But I would watch episodes with him. Me and my brother would watch episodes with him, but I didn't really realize it was anime. Same thing with Pokemon. You watch those shows and you're like, oh, it's just Saturday morning cartoon, but you don't really realize that's anime. So I think my anime fandom specifically though started senior year of high school, freshman year of college. That's why I started watching Bleach, and I finished it in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Insane.
It's insane. And then Zoe, I think he started watching more of anime because of me and him doing this podcast together.
I had watched a few anime here and there. One of the first ones I loved was The Devil's a Part-Timer. But I started watching more definitely because of the podcast. I'm more the film, video game, music guy. And I had a coming to like Jesus moment recently where I remember as a kid, one of my favorite acts of all time is Daft Punk. And I remember on Toonami as a kid watching their anime movie. And as a kid, I was like, oh, cartoon. And then as I grow older, oh, it's Japanese, it's a specific artist. So it's always been around, but definitely anime has become more of a love recently.
Yeah. I was actually, as you guys were talking, I'm like, wait, Inuyasha wasn't my first one. It was Sailor Moon. But I didn't even consider Sailor Moon to be anything other than just like cartoons because I was watching that like since the first grade. I would do spin sequences in the mulch at my elementary school, and me and my friend would like spin and go like, hey, which one are you? And I was always Chibi Moon because I was the shortest of my class. But yeah, there's something magical that happens when you are introduced to anime that young, and I also feel like it does push us becoming collectors. So I gotta ask, what do you guys collect? At cons, or like is it like movie memorabilia? I'm a pin collector. That's like my kryptonite, and it's mostly Disney pins, but I do random anime pins. But of my Disney pin collection, I think as of my latest count, I think I've finally passed like 900 pins.
Damn.
Nice.
Which is crazy. I can't even lift like the cardboard like thing anymore. I'm just like, well, it's there now. It just stays behind my closet.
Amazing.
And they add. It's been since middle school. It's a long time coming, but bury me with them is what I'm trying to say. So what is it that you guys collect as anime fans, movie fans?
Oh, well, I'm going to let Kyle take this one away because I had the easy job with all this. I've never been myself a collector. I just married a collector and into a collector family. So I now, by association, am.
Are part of the collecting,
Yes.
So I love that you guys gave your like history of when you guys started watching anime and stuff. Again, like I said, I'm dating myself here. I was born in '87, so I started watching DBZ like in when I was about 5, like '92, somewhere in there. And back then, there was nothing you could really buy. I remember there was one wall scroll at like the local toy shop that I was able to get, like, and that was years later. And that scroll in the 90s was like $70. I had to save up for multiple birthdays to like get that thing. And now you can find them like, $10, $20 all over.
Yeah.
And it's adjusted dollars for today. So it's like even cheaper. But I was always an action figure collector, like when I was a kid especially. So I got all like the fixed Dragon Ball Z toys. Well, I say all of them, right? I got 3 of them because they only had 3 available. It was like Piccolo doing special beam cannon, so he was totally fixed like this. Sick. And he had his arms wouldn't move, his legs wouldn't move. He could just fire his special beam. Then it was a Goku doing Kamehameha. And then it was a Vegeta doing, I guess it was Final Flash. I don't know exactly what movie he was doing, but his hands were fixed together, kind of like the Final Flash pose. So those are my first like 3 toys. Since then, I obviously collected a ton more action figures as I got older, especially as the new line started coming out. It started to become more of like a regular thing as opposed to like a really niche thing. Was into Funko Pops for a while until like I was drowning in Funko Pops.
There's something I saw in the back right there.
Oh, do I have any behind me? The thing is,
I'm talking. No, Zoe has a bunch behind her.
Storage unit. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got all our stuff in a storage unit right now. So I've got boxes of Funko Pops, and we got so many because Erin was collecting them too. And I'd be like, Erin, you should get this character. I'll get this character.
I threw in the towel early. I was like early. I think I was at least in it for like a year, and I hit the point where I'm like, I am not going to be able to keep up with every last one I want. Like I got to take a pause on this, and he outlasted me. Don't forget your Vinyl Nation phase.
No, I'll get into that. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
I do. I used to be big on the Vinyl Nations, and I was when I was a little kid, I was really big into the Disney pins. Like when they first started coming out, like we would even go like the special edition ones where they'd come out at like we'd be in line at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. at Disney World waiting for the exclusives to come out and stuff. But The most recent kind of collecting thing that I still haven't been able to get away from has been Nendoroids, because even though they are so expensive, I love the details and how many pieces and like the posability. And I mean, ultimately, if I had like unlimited money, I would be like very big into like the 1/6, 1/12 scale like collectibles, or honestly full size. Like, you know, you've seen this full size like DBZ statues and stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I really want, like, there are a couple Berserk statues. I think they're 1/12 or 1/8 scale that are absolutely gorgeous, but they're like, you know, I don't know, $1,500, could be more. You know, and so Nendoroids are kind of like my middle ground right now, where they're too expensive to buy a ton of them, but they're not so expensive that I can't buy a few of them. So they kind of are feeding that, you know,
the itch.
Yeah,
Oh yes, keeping it scratched for now.
This conversation is funny, because this is my future. My girlfriend hates the fact that I have them all right here. And she's like, what if we put some in a storage unit? And I'm like, I can't.
It's like choosing which ones to sacrifice.
Yes.
Banish into the darkness.
Erin was very cool. I will give her total credit. The only reason they're in a storage unit is because we moved from Los Angeles to the East Coast. And when we moved, we had to downsize. And right now, you know, we have a baby, so we're kind of like overrun with baby stuff and cribs and all kinds of stuff. So we're trying to figure out where we're going to be permanently.
Yes,
once
that's what I'm collecting. That's what I'm collecting. I'm a new mom, so it's nonstop baby stuff. It never ends.
Hey, she's already done her first cosplay. Her first cosplay was Goku. Of course.
And then for Halloween, she's going to be Cinderella, and we just decided this today. Kyle's going to be Prince Charming, and I'm going to be the fairy godmother.
Nice.
We were going to go anime, but she's actually going on a Disney cruise in January with the grandparents too, and so we started accumulating Disney costumes, and it's like, okay, well, we already have, like, we got the Cinderella. We, strangely enough, from his brother, have this awesome Prince Charming outfit. Like, we got to capitalize on this. But yeah, Goku was her very first cosplay, and she killed it. She was Superman as well.
Nice.
Don't forget that
Love
one.
that.
I think that this is a good segue, actually, because I wanted to ask. We've been talking a lot about anime, but is there anything else nerdy that has not just inspired this movie, but inspired you guys?
Harry
in general?
Potter.
I can see that.
That's like when it comes to my fandoms, like when it comes to nerd things and my journey into anything nerdy, like I got on the book trend early. And so when I think it started with like the third one was going to be coming out, my sister and I and my cousins, because we'd be vacationing together, would ask our parents, like, you got to take us to the bookstore at midnight. We are getting it the day that at midnight when it releases, and we would stay up all night and basically all day like it was our original binge watching, was binge reading.
Nice.
And so I cosplayed Hermione. I had the broom, I had the robe. I was acting even at the time, auditioning for things, but I was so pissed that J.K. Rowling only let British actors audition. I'm like, I could do a British accent. Like, I could do this.
Let me do it. I swear. I could do it. Wait, but what house are you? This is very important.
I'm vanilla. I'm Gryffindor. I'm like,
okay.
Yep.
Listen, that's not vanilla.
It has my heart.
You're totally fine. Well, have you taken the test though with the sorting hat online?
I have taken probably like all of the tests when they were popular and popping up all the time on social
Back in the day.
And I feel like I couldn't help but sort of like start tailoring my answers. And it always put me in Gryffindor, but I was kind of nudging it.
Yeah, you were like looking at a Ravenclaw answer. You're like, no, it's not me.
I'm so brave. I'm not witty at all. I'm not evil.
See, I'm a Hufflepuff through and through, and I remember when I took the American sorting house, I got a Pudge Wookie, and I was like, so the American Hufflepuff, and I was like, I can't escape my fate.
So you're Harry Potter head as well.
I became a Harry Potter head way later in life, because when I was younger, I'm like, I don't do conventional things. So everyone that was like looking at that, like that wasn't me. So I remember senior year, we of my high school, we were going to be going to not Hollywood Studios, that's Disney Brain. We were going to be going to Universal and Islands, and they had just opened up the beginnings of the Harry Potter world. And my friend who was a Potterhead was like, oh, I'm so excited to do this. And the only word that I heard was butterbeer. And I was like, okay, well, like, what is that? And she was like, have you never seen Harry Potter? I was like, I've never seen it. I never read it. I'm too cool for school. And she was like, guess what you're going to do for the next 24 hours? And we binge watched them all within like one sleepover.
Jesus.
Wow.
And I remember the next day, my eyes were just like so red, but I was like, yeah, woo. I'm a Hufflepuff. And so I got into it much later in life. But I do rewatch it once during Halloween, and then it feels like a Christmas movie to me.
It feels like
so
Christmas
I watch
to
it
me.
a lot
Yeah.
during Christmas.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very
Mrs.
fun.
Weasley knitting the sweaters. There's
Yeah.
always a Christmas
Yes.
theme. Harry usually has to stay. Like,
Yeah.
I think they count as Christmas movies. And Kyle is right there with you, by the way. He thought he was too cool for Harry Potter. He was like, this
That's
is
not
a kids
true.
movie,
That
it's a
Is
kids
a little bit.
series.
No, again, dating myself, but I started with Lord of the Rings, and I'm sorry, after watching Aragorn like kill like 50,000 orcs and Uruk-hai,
Right.
to
It's
then go to
hard.
like this little kid with this sword, like poke around at a giant snake, and he's like, "Oh, I'm doing it!" I'm like, I can't understand this. Then, like, by the time the fourth movie came out, I kept watching them and like in the theaters with my friends. The fourth movie came out, I was like, okay, all right, I get this. And then
I get it now.
I kind of fell in love with all of it. And my brother actually opened up. He was on the opening team for Forbidden Journey
Ooh.
Whoa.
in
Fun.
Orlando. And so I was there on opening day in that giant line. I got in that first
Wow.
wave. And I
Amazing.
literally just stayed in the Hogshead for probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours just sucking down beer. I thought it was like the coolest experience
Yes.
ever, how themed and immersive it was and totally in the world. But
Yeah.
not to put down Harry Potter, but getting away from Harry Potter to
Right.
my things
Yeah.
I like. I would definitely throw Harry Potter in there, but it would be lower on the list. I'm a huge cinephile, so great movies, especially expanded universes, I'm all in for. Like I said, Lord of the Rings. You go back, the original Aliens. I'm a huge
Yeah.
James Cameron fan.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. But if I had to pick like a giant kind of geekish fandom that I've been in love with, is probably Warhammer 40,000. I've been playing, like building and playing since I was about 5 or 6. I'm a blood angel, so hail Sanguinius. But I've read since then I've read like all the books, and that's another thing like I would love to turn into a live action thing. I know they're kind of doing it. We'll see if it turns out correctly or not, but
Okay.
that's like been a huge mainstay in my life.
I've been interested in delving into it solely because Kayla and I we meet up every Monday to play D&D.
Yep.
So like tabletop games have become a new love for me. Her brother's been DMing for I don't know how long.
I want to say like 10 years minimum.
So like Kayla has thrown her hat into DM as well, but I love DMing, so I've kind of fallen in love with tabletop games.
I love story time. I hate math.
Warhammer
So I step away. Yeah.
This Warhammer just seems so big, but it looks fun.
It is giant, but like the beautiful thing about Warhammer is you can get in with a kind of casual knowledge and be immediately enveloped in the lore and totally understand what's happening. You don't need to know everything, but the beautiful thing is once you get kind of bit by the bug and you slowly get into it, it's an almost bottomless pit of basically lore, stories, sub stories, little break off points. So it's like getting in love with an anime that's got it's like a One Piece. Like, you like One Piece?
Yeah.
This is going to give you the same depth of story and growth of characters, and you're never going to find yourself starved. It's not like Hunter x Hunter where it's like, I want to see what's happening on the Black Whale 1. Why the hell aren't we getting any more anime? Why has the story stopped? What the hell is happening?
Now you're making me want to change my top 3 now.
Well, I've got a question for everyone. If you had to pick between Hunter x Hunter or Yu Yu Hakusho, what do you pick?
Whoa, I know Taylor's answer.
Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter for me.
Kayla, you want to answer first?
So hard.
Because you've never seen Yu Yu Hakusho, and I'm so upset that you haven't seen it.
I have seen some episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, but the thing is, Hunter pisses me off sometimes, but I do love my little boys. I'm probably gonna have to pick Hunter x Hunter because Killua is my heart and I love him, and like I'm just gonna have to go with that. But I know that if I actually sat down and focused, no, it's okay. I'm gonna pick Hunter x Hunter, and I'm gonna be with my weird clown man. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, for me personally, I just saying it. I've mentioned this on the podcast before that Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
I adore that show. It is it's funny, like, like when you watch shows at certain periods of time in your life, it kind of like, affects you in certain ways you didn't realize. Specifically, and not to get too personal, but specifically when I was watching the Dark Tournament arc, my and I got to the part where Genkai, unfortunately, loses. She ends up coming back, but it is what it when Yusuke figures out she dies.
Mhm.
I lost my grandmother around that time, and so I remember that kind of situation where it affected me. And so like I got through the whole show, and it's a show now where I just kind of put it on in the background as a white noise show. Like if I like watch the show and I'm like, I don't really know what to watch right now, I'm just gonna put Yu Yu Hakusho on. I pick up an episode. It's like I never left. And so I love Hunter x Hunter, but Yu Yu Hakusho is like, that's my baby.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, though.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful
And
thing.
I guess I should add the anecdote that I have not seen Yu Yu Hakusho yet. So my answer was very easily coming.
I understand, Erin. You and me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got some catching up to do. My anime knowledge is not complete, I admit. But yeah, now you guys are spurring me on in the non-existent free time that we have, especially with our baby, that I'm adding that one into the rotation possible in the future.
Yes. Kayla, I know you have to go in like a minute and a half. So I have one last thing I want to say before Kayla signs off.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother and I just went to go see the Chainsaw Man movie last night. It was great. It was amazing. And I also saw the Demon Slayer movie when it came out. And it's funny because I had a random encounter with a coworker who does not look like he watches anime in the least bit. And he was just like, hey, have you you're probably the only person I really can ask about this. Like, have you seen the Demon Slayer movie? He's like, I don't really watch anime that much, but like I watched that show and then I watched the movie and I just want somebody to talk about it with. And as far as like you guys, like I know Erin is a little bit different because you're kind of getting into it because of Kyle, but Kyle specifically too, like how open people are with their anime fandoms now. Like how, like, is it something that you're also starting to notice too, and something that you wanted to add into this movie when you were in the making of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's totally changed. Like I said before, we've really entered, I feel like, from where I started, a golden age of like anime fandom growing across the world, specifically domestically, but also across the world. I remember growing up, there was no one I could talk to about any anime I watched. It was literally no one in my school knew what it was. I think it was the only person who was watching it. I think maybe one other guy who drew some anime. We talked about it occasionally, but I don't think that he had seen it. And I was getting like bootleg tapes and stuff from Japan that I found at Toy Shop again that like sold these things at exorbitant prices, like $20 for like a pirated tape that had like shitty subtitles and yellow on the bottom, like terrible quality. The whole time. But and then I think as I got older, like I found another friend. I'll say his name. I don't know if he ever will see this, but Justin Davis. I remember the early days of the internet. He found a site and we were able to like get episodes of DBZ downloaded, and it took like forever to watch an episode because you'd wait like 10 minutes to download 10 seconds and back and forth, days of AOL and stuff. But when I got to college, again, I couldn't talk to anyone. It was like no one in college knew what anime was, or at least the people that I was around. So I remember I took my entire anime collection, all the DVDs and tapes I collected to that point, and I stuffed them in my closet. So I was literally a closeted anime fan for my entire college. And like, you know, people be talking about like sports or whatever. I'd be like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I was going to win. And everyone would leave, or we, you know, occasionally play a video game like Gears of War. Then, you know, that was cool. But then they leave and I'd be like, okay, now anime time. Like shove anime.
Yes.
Los Angeles kind of opened the floodgates because people in LA are like super creative for the most part. Everyone's involved in the industry or wants to be involved in the industry. So almost everyone you talk to had a casual relationship or understanding of anime, even if they had just seen like Akira or something. So to let you like talk more intelligently with people about stuff. But after we got done with the movie, and I was finally able to justify spending a lot of money going to cons, and we could go to like a lot of cons. That's where I was like, I finally felt like I really found like my tribe, because like I could have the most esoteric conversations with any single person, and we all knew exactly what we were talking about, and it was just it was just probably the most amazing kind of like world opening experience that I ever had. So if that kind of a roundabout
no, it does. Yeah.
No,
for
that was
sure.
great.
That
And
was
even
awesome.
when cosplaying for the movie, like being fully, I think it was when we were like Guardians of the Galaxy adjacent for copyright reasons. But
Yes.
I remember going to Bevmo in Los Angeles in 2016 and, you know, just picking up some wine or something for I think vodka for a cast party. And I was getting insane looks. And I'm like, this is Los Angeles. And people were giving me weird looks for being, you know, in a Marvel property, right? That
Yeah.
even was popular
Right.
at the time. And that's
Right.
just completely changed. Like we've been talking about in the last 10 years. I mean, fandoms, certainly anime, the acceptability of being a nerd, it's now like seen as cool. It's been flipped on its head, which is great. The golden age to be a nerd. But yeah, to bring it back to your question, definitely incorporating that as the characters and feeling that, like bringing in real life, that kind of feeling of being on the outside and like feeling like you could really be yourself with your group of friends, which anyone can identify with, whether it's anime or whatever their passion is. That definitely was brought into the film.
Yeah, that's where the bullying came from. Like I said, you know, when I was younger, I'd try to talk about this stuff, and I always got picked on for like talking about it, or, you know, and even if it was like vanilla stuff like Marvel or DC, like even that stuff was much less well known back then.
Yeah.
And so that's where a lot of like the character struggles and the way they're dealing with the outside world all stems from my like kind of childhood. And this is me kind of channeling, you know, the hero I wish, and like the friend group I wish I kind of had back then type deal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Art is just therapy. Like I always tell people, when you are working on anything, and you're like, oh, I wonder where this came from. It's the artist kind of pouring out their soul and being like, I'm kind of just showing you a piece of me. And yes, it's for entertainment purposes, but it's also that I'm working through this myself.
Absolutely.
And that's the best thing about art. So it makes it so cool.
100%.
I do have to run, but because I have to help now with some cosplay dreams.
Some more art.
Some more art. But it was so nice talking to you guys and getting to know both of you today. This was so cool, and I hope that in the future we can talk about this kind of stuff again when ZombieCon 2 comes out, or any other fun.
Bring us back
thing you
whenever.
have.
If
Yes.
you guys are looking for guests, Kyle and I are always down.
Yeah.
Please. This
Yeah.
has been so much
I love
fun.
that.
Agreed.
It has been.
Yes. Been
Very
awesome.
fun. Well,
Kayla, you can sign off. I have one more quick question before they go. And
Yeah.
That's about it.
yeah. Take over. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Kayla.
Thanks, dude.
Woo.
Yeah, so again, last thing, I really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. It's been a really, really fun time. Last question I have on the anime side, is there anything currently you guys are watching that you guys like so far, whether it be like either this current anime season, past ones from this year? Is there anything you're currently watching right now that you like?
Well, I'll start with something that I just found out yesterday, as I thought maybe we skipped a week last week, and then we get to this Saturday. I'm like, what the hell? We ended already? Kaiju number 8, which ended on an epic episode. And
You logged back in when you still had
I
Kaiju
didn't
number
know
8.
that the season had ended, so I've been sitting here for 2 weeks being like, oh, I'm so excited for Saturday. Here we go. And I'm like, oh,
You poor soul.
yeah. No, but like I said, My Hero Academia has been pretty fire this season. Literally, well, it's if you know, you
Don't-
know. If
Don't tell me. One Piece, obviously.
Yeah, One Piece.
Spy Family.
Oh yeah, Spy Family. Yeah,
Nice.
that's been actually really good.
Yeah.
I've loved, and I won't give any spoilers, Aaron, because I know you've been really busy down there. But Lloyd's backstory has been like super interesting.
I'm caught up on
I found
that.
That was
I
that's one of the only flashbacks that I've seen where I was like, all right,
Good.
this
like
is
that.
this is totally fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll rocket fire some other ones that we've loved this year. Dr. Stone. He said
Oh,
Kaiju
yeah.
number 8. Solo Leveling. Solo
Yeah.
Leveling was great. I think that might be it that we were. I feel like I'm
I
missing
can't believe Solo
something.
Leveling was earlier this year. It feels like it was like a century ago.
Yeah, it feels like a long ways away. It because it was anime of the year last year,
Yeah.
so it was like
Yeah.
it was a weird like.
And this podcast had an arc with it.
I,
I'm not a fan,
he's not a fan.
but I did give it a shot.
As
all
somebody
you can
that
ask.
read as somebody that read the manhwa, I was trying to get him to watch it because I wanted to, because it was, it's a big enough IP where it deserved an anime, I feel, because of how big it was as a manhwa. But Zoe was not super
That was-
impressed with the,
that was
with the show.
That was a funny arc because we put out an episode and we get a lot of engagement on TikToks, and I'm trying to have like healthy conversations, and people are like misinterpreting what I'm saying, and I'm like, you know what? Never mind.
TikTok's gonna TikTok.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I guess for me, I know we also, like, in the same episode we talked about Gachi Akuta, which is one of the shows that I enjoyed this year. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a big Fire Force fan.
Oh,
Like,
Yes.
I love that show.
yeah.
I still
That's
have
one of
half
my-
a season left. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I'm a big
I love Fire Force.
Soul Leader Fire Force, and then with this being the Fire Force assistant editor's new show, I was
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right into that. And I've loved every part of the season. It's definitely like I love the aesthetic, I love the characters, I like the premise behind it. So if you guys haven't seen it, I would suggest
I
it's
keep
very,
seeing
very
it
good.
recommended, and just
Yeah.
like I was saying earlier, like I love our daughter. It's been the most amazing thing in the world being a parent. Our free time that already was non-existent is just like out the window. We're
Oh
behind
yeah,
so many things that we need to catch up on, but
Yeah.
that one keeps coming up enough where Kyle and we need to make time for that one too.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I get it,
Yeah.
because I mean, schedule. I mean, obviously, it's not comparable to having a child, but like I work at a K through 12 private school, and I'm a basketball coach. So and our season just started. So like I'm literally like I get out of practice at like 8. I'm tired. I'm like,
Ugh.
I'm not gonna watch anything. I'm just gonna shower and go to bed.
Yeah,
So-
you got to work out, you got to eat, you got to
Yeah.
shop and laundry and all that, and then you're sitting in bed like, do I get my 6 hours of sleep or do I stay up binge
Right.
watching for hours?
Yeah, it's like I'm just already exhausted. I've been yelling at 15 to 18-year-olds for 2 hours.
Well, that's when you're bringing your Alucard out, when you're yelling at those kids.
right. Well, I guess Zoe, do you have anything else for them?
No. This has been. I just want to say, thank you guys for taking a chance on us. I as indie filmmakers, I bet you've always been appreciative of people taking a chance on you guys. But, small. We do this as a hobby, but again, this was a great, a fun conversation because the mix of anime and filmmaking, it was really, really fun to have you guys on.
It's
It was
our
a blast
pleasure.
to be here. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for having us. Like
Thank you,
anytime you
guys.
guys want to chat, this is like right where I live is kind of like the intersection of movies and anime. And there are very few times where you kind of can have these type of conversations. It's usually one or the
Or
other.
the other.
So this
Yeah.
was delightful. It was
And
awesome.
I have to throw a plug in for our company here, Big Squid Productions, which we incorporated back in like 2014. It has always had the slogan "Bridging the gap between anime and Hollywood." So like literally, this is this is our dream right here.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been so much fun. Thank you guys so much for having us on.
Thank you.
We'd love to come back anytime that you would like to.
Oh yeah, we appreciate it. Yes. So for our listeners, ZombieCon Volume 1 is out. The physical copies are out. We're out October 14th, if my memory's correct.
We sold them out. They just are finally mailing. But
Nice.
yeah.
Wow,
Nice.
Congrats. You can find it on Prime Video as well and YouTube. They have the versions out right there. Please go check out that movie just in time for Halloween, being at the time of this recording, it'd be Friday. And so we appreciate you guys coming out. For Erin, Kyle, Taylor, and Zoe, this has been Nostalgia Plus Ultra. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.